Okay. So for setting up our long division, we're dividing by x minus 1. That x minus 1 is going to be out in front. When we put our numbers inside this divisor sign, it's not a square root sign. Square root signs, the difference, they have a little line here. This one doesn't. Which number do I have to put first? 2x cubed, because it's the highest. And then plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. So it's important that we write things in the descending order. So again, we go through those same steps. So this is the part that you have to remember. What are the steps that we repeat over and over again? We look at the highest one, the 2x cubed. What multiplies to give us 2x cubed? 2x squared. That 2x squared gets written over our x squared column. So step 1 is done. Step 2. What do we do next now that we have that 2x squared? We multiply that 2x squared times by the x minus 1. So we get 2x cubed minus 2x squared. Step 2 is done. What's step 3? Put brackets around and subtract. This will be 0. 3 minus a negative 2 will be plus 5. The other two numbers can come down. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And then you just keep repeating step 1, step 2, step 3 until we're done. So now our biggest one is 5x squared. What would I have to multiply my x minus 1 to get 5x squared? I'm going to change colors. I'd have to multiply by 5x. Step 1, done. Step 2, multiply our 5x by x minus 1. We get 5x squared minus 5x. Step 3, subtract. 0, negative 2 minus 5 will be plus 3. Bring down the 5. Question? Instead of putting zeros, yeah, we can just leave that blank. You could put, if you wanted to, you could go plus 0 plus 0. So when you subtract, it's really 5 minus 0 is 5. Negative 2x minus 0 is still negative 2x. But you don't need to write these zeros there. You can just bring those things down when you subtract. Yes, when you subtract these, you could say 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. Okay, or you could just leave it blank because it's nothing. This will be 0 plus, you could do that as well. It's 0, so you don't have to write it. You could if you really wanted to, right? You can, if you want to add another 100 zeros at the end, adding just to, boost your mental math skills, it's fine. You can do that as well. But no, you don't have to write this 0, and you wouldn't have to write these zeros. But it's not wrong if you do. And finally, we've got a 3x. We do the process one more time. What would I have to multiply x by to get 3x? 3. So I'm going to pick a different color just to show that we've started the process again. What's 3? Step 2. 3 times x minus 1. 3x minus 3. Step 3, subtract. 5 minus a negative 3 is 8. And that's going to be our remainder. Yes? Are they all this easy? For the most part, we add little things that, what happens if there's no x squareds? We learn about that. but this is the process. Once you know the steps, they are very easy. What makes them hard is when you make mental math errors, especially when subtracting. For whatever reason, students seem to do fine on the first two, and then you get so close to the end. They do 5 minus 3, they write 2. There's like, I'm so close to being done this question. And then you make a mental math error in your remainder. Okay, but you have to remember that that negative sign gets distributed. Questions to do for practice. Question 3, ACD, and 5.